I knew that this would happen one day. Why? Because Warner Brothers refused to change their habits. What is happening, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O. And today we have news that filmmakers are hesitant to work with WBD and DC. So you know what that means? Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. It's titled, Filmmakers Don't Want to Work with DC, and after Supergirl, it's getting worse. And this is coming from CosmicBookNews.com. Shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. Let's go. Word around town, per Hollywood insiders, is that filmmakers are hesitant to take on big DC franchises, and that hesitancy has only hardened since Supergirl bombed for two reasons our insiders spell out. Back in October, our insiders told us DCU films were stalling because filmmakers were rejecting Gunn's control, with directors walking rather than working under him. That reporting came from the same round of sourcing that told us Gunn would be out once the WBD sale goes through. Pause. I need for it to hurry up. That's right. Listen, I have my problems with David Ellison. However, I need for that man to do me a favor. The moment that he walks into the door, he needs to do this. You're fired. You're fired. Get to Pam Abbey and Mike DeLuca and say, you're cool. And continue down the line with you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Because these people are not running DC Studios or Warner Brothers. Great. Let's continue. 8 months later, the trades landed in the same place. THR Supergirl postmortem quotes a franchise director not involved with the movie who calls the studio's test cut fight not normal, and notes that a studio putting money into competing cuts feels strongly about certain things. That's a working franchise director telling the trade anonymously that what happened on Supergirl isn't how it's supposed to work. Facts. Facts. Listen up. A lot of people out there are tired of this. Okay, we have filmmakers who makes movies, and this is not something that's subject to DC, but a lot of studios has done this in the past. Okay, they make a movie, right? The filmmaker come in, make a movie. The studio says, you know what? We do not feel strongly about this, so we're going to hire our own editor or our own director and fix your movie. And a lot of times it results into a bad film. Look at Supergirl. Okay, Craig Gillespie directed the film, and the studio said, we're not feeling this. However, they were the ones who greenlit the script. How is it that you're not feeling what you wanted to make? Goes to show you that these people have no clue how to run a studio. And let's talk about the perception. Let's go all the way back to Richard Donner, right? Superman 2. DC and Warner Brothers, they forced a different version of that movie. Okay, now today, when you talk about Superman 2, it's the Richard Donner cut. Okay, so this problem goes all the way back to the 70s. Can you believe that? And then you fast forward to 2016, right? Warner Brothers cut 30 minutes off of BVS. And get this. When you talk about BVS, you talk about the ultimate cut, which should have been the original cut. Okay? All right. Now, you get to Justice League. All right. The studio reshot a whole movie. Okay. Hired another director, another editor, right? Another composer, and released that film in theaters and called it a Zack Snyder movie. Can you believe that? I know. Crazy, huh? And let's go over to Batgirl. We have Adley E. Arby and Bali Fala. That is the directors of Batgirl, right? They shelved the people's movie. That's right. All of that hard work, the writing, the editing, the directing, you know what I'm saying? The setup, all of that gone to waste. simply because David Salzoff said that he felt like the film was going to damage the brand. However, here we are right now. Here we are right now. Things are worse than we ever could imagine, right? I mean, think about it. No one saw Supergirl earning less than $200 million worldwide. Like, for real, even though I knew that it was going to be a bad movie, I said, listen, 250, 300 max. Nowhere in hell I thought less than 150. So the same thing that David Salzoff was afraid of is already happening. The brand of DC is damaged. The reputation of DC is damaged. Why? Because the studio is being ran poorly. That's how I feel. How the hell are you going to cancel a film like Batgirl when these two directors was burning hot? They had Bad Boys for Life coming out of theaters, making $400 million worldwide. People was excited about their direction and them in general. And here it is. You're going to shelve their movie. When in reality, the movie that should have been shelved was Supergirl. Come on here, man. People are tired of this. And when I mean people, I am talking about the directors. I am talking about all of those out there who put in hard work to entertain us, only for a studio to come in and say, hey, this does not feel entertaining. Let me tell you something. When it comes to extended cuts, I always seem to enjoy them more than the original cuts, right? As I told you, the ultimate cut of Batman vs. Superman, and also Zack Snyder's Justice League, a 4-hour film, and it did not feel like 4 hours. Another franchise that has extended cuts is the Lord of the Rings. That's right, you guys should check out the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm telling you, they are vastly better than the original cut. Yes, they are 3 hours long. But hear me out. When a story is good, you get captivated into what they're saying. Okay? Like, for real, check out the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Okay? What else? Kingdom of Heaven. Totally different film. See, this goes to show you that studios should stop interfering. If you hire a director, you should allow that director to do the job that you hired him for. It is that plain, that simple. This new report about Warner Brothers and DC Studios taking over Supergirl should not exist. Why? Because Craig Gillespie directed the film that James Gunn greenlit. Okay, that David Salzoff said, hey, this is great. Handle your business. Don't get mad at the director. And when stuff like this happens, the reputation of that director gets dragged down. The studio is never taking fault for all of the mistakes that they make, right? The director has to take fault. Look at Zack Snyder. Many people still believe that that man directed 2017 Justice League. And that is not fair. That is not his movie. Okay, so when it's all said and done, maybe studios should sit back and allow filmmakers to make films, you know, the thing that they are hired for. And maybe directors will be less hesitant to work with DC moving forward. It's that plain, it's that simple. One thing that I can say about Disney and Marvel, a lot of times I don't hear articles or read articles about them overtaking a franchise. Yeah, they may meddle a little bit, but to straight out overtake a franchise, nowhere in hell. Goes to show you that DC and Warner Brothers simply do not have this thing figured out, which is why they continue to get themselves in debt. Okay, you think Supergirl flopping helps their situation? No, it makes it worse. And I'm over here looking and saying to myself, call me, because I know damn well I can do better. Make sure you're hype, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you like. And always remember, laissez la bon temps rouler. That means let the good times roll. But in the comments below, let me know, how do you feel about filmmakers being hesitant to join DC or even Warner Brothers for that matter? And also, do you feel like they are justified? Let me know in the comments below.